Hey everybody, week 12 of the NFL season. We are getting close to the very end of the season. Hopefully by now you'd think we'd have things kind of in sync of what's going on. Not so much. Last couple of weeks have really sucked. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they've been brutal. And, you know, I think part of it for me has been I've been looking so much at offenses on one side thinking that they're going to do something and not really paying attention so much to the defenses. Because, you know, your Broncos, your Philadelphia's last week, you know, those weren't offensive wins. Those were defensive wins. And, I mean, hopefully we're going to do a little better for you this week. Speaking of this week, we have 3 Thursday night games on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Boom. 3 upsets. I've got Detroit, Miami, and San Francisco. Screw it. You know, we've sucked on Thursday nights. I'm 0-2. You're 0-2 on Thursday nights. I'm taking all 3 upsets. Now, Miami and San Francisco, I'm just going to take them to cover. Detroit, I'm going to pick them to win. At home, this is probably going to be the game. This is going to be Green Bay's toughest game.
Yeah.
I think Detroit can hold on.
Yeah, I'm going to take Detroit also. Green Bay has not covered 3 times, and twice have been on short weeks. Obviously, this is a short week. Big game for Detroit. I like Detroit, like you. I like them to cover, possibly to win. I like Miami at Dallas. You know, last 3 weeks, Miami's looked better. Granted, not against great competition, but I think they're better than what they started out at. And Dallas is playing well, but I like Miami to cover 7 here. I'm going to take Baltimore at home. They're given 3 points. San Francisco's a hell of a team. I can see them winning, but I like Baltimore here. It's a short week, traveling to the East Coast. I'm going to take Baltimore here.
Yeah, look for that one to be low scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking a field goal's probably going to win this one, but you know, San Francisco to me has proven that they can go to the East Coast and win. You know, like I said last week, they're on a mission. So
yeah.
Next up, we have our St. Louis Rams after their awesome display of offense last week, hosting Arizona. I am going to actually still take St. Louis this week. Last week, you were at the game. I got the benefit of being able to watch it on TV.
Be able to change channel.
Watch Red Zone.
Right.
Last week they tried to trick everybody and run a spread offense without having Steven Jackson in the backfield to start the game. Now, granted, Seattle's very good against the run, and that's why they tried this. But Sam Bradford, you know what? Right now he's getting on the borderline of being a bust, and I'm really getting sick and tired of hearing that he has no protection. But still, you know, Tavares Jackson doesn't have any protection, but he still produced a win on the road. You know, I'm sick of the $50 million excuses. You know, just play ball. Fuck you. Give me St. Louis though this week.
I think we've switched roles, kind of. I was pro St. Louis, and you were anti St. Louis for so long. I'm taking Arizona as my upset of the week to beat St. Louis after sitting through that game last week, which is absolute crap. I mean, it's probably the worst offense I've seen since they've been here, and we had to suffer through Tony Banks and some of those players. It was just pathetic. It's not they're not trying, but I think the game plan, everything was just terrible. Spread offense with a third-string tackle that just came in from the practice squad, who they beat consistently because you have no one to chip on them, no tight ends, no nothing, and just going right to the quarterback. Just all around terrible. Defense tried to keep them in it, but I think we spent too much time on the game. I'm taking Arizona.
Yeah, the only difference, the reason I'm picking St. Louis is this week. I really think they'll just use Jackson the whole effing game. You know, hopefully he'll control.
They should beat Arizona, but I'm sure I'm not going to take them.
Yeah. Next up, we have the New York Jets at home, a 9-point favorite over Buffalo. Buffalo's obviously not looked very good. No Fred Jackson this week, which hurts them bad.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking Buffalo, though, and the reason being is because Mark Sanchez is a shitty quarterback. I'm sick of this bullshit. Last week, it was because of him that they lost that game to the Broncos. It wasn't because Tebow came back and won. It was because Sanchez cannot win a game for you. So give me Buffalo. I actually think that, well, I take that back. They're going to win the game just because of their defense. But I think Buffalo will be able to hold close enough and cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jets. They had 3 extra days to get ready. It was a Thursday night game. I think they're probably a little sour after that last game.
You would hope.
Buffalo has not looked good for several weeks, and now without Fred Jackson, David Nelson left the game early last week. I like the Jets here.
Next up, we have Cincinnati at home over Cleveland. Give me Cincinnati, 7 points. Cleveland's not very good.
No.
Yeah, so give me Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm taking Cincinnati to cover here. They've lost 2 in a row, but they've been against good teams. Cincinnati looks good. I like them to blow out Cleveland.
Yeah. Next up, we have Houston going to Jacksonville. Houston's still a 3.5-point favorite, despite not having Schaub, Mario Williams.
Is Andre Johnson?
I don't know. I don't even think Andre Johnson's going to play, but still, give me Houston. Even with Matt Leinart, who last time we saw him was in Arizona, backing up probably one of the best quarterbacks ever in Kurt Warner. Well, for that short period of time, one of the best ever. He didn't show much when he got the reins in Arizona. I just don't know if he's got the mindset. You know, he's got the tools, but maybe not the mindset. But still, give me Houston in this game. They still got Arian Foster. Screw it. Give him the ball.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston to cover. It's my lock. I like Houston here. If Chris Obaganaya can get 115 yards on 17 carries against Jacksonville, I see just hand the ball off. So I'm taking Houston.
Next up, we have Carolina, 3-point favorite going to Indianapolis. Indianapolis should be really locked in this game. No, it's not going to happen. Carolina threw up a monster amount of points last week in a loss. And like I said, it's weird. Carolina just seems so much better than they are, but Indy's not going to be able to keep up with them. They're not going to be able to slow them down, and even if they slow them down a little bit, they're not going to have that little bit of offense to keep up. So give me Carolina in 3 points.
Yeah.
Or give them away.
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to take Indianapolis until they can actually win a game.
Yeah. I think they're just ready for that. The luck. And
how a team can be this bad losing one player is just beyond me.
It's amazing. Next up, we have Tennessee at home, hosting Tampa. Tennessee is a 3-point favorite. Hasselbeck is playing this week. Chris Johnson looking better the last few weeks. Tampa played well as anybody can against Green Bay at Green Bay. But still, Tennessee seems like a different team at home. I think you're going to see a lot of Chris Johnson. Give me Tennessee and give away those 3 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee at home, too. They played a little better. They were a little up and down, kind of like Baltimore can be.
Yeah.
But they looked a little more consistent. Tampa, I still don't know. I'm still worried about the 37-3 game they had against Houston. So I'm taking Tennessee to cover at home.
Next up, we have Atlanta at home, a 9.5-point favorite over the Adrian Peterless.
Peterless, really?
Minnesota Vikings. Atlanta at home, obviously a lot better team. Minnesota is not a very good team right now. Without Adrian Peterson, it's tough for them. I mean, that is their one main weapon that they can rely on to keep them in most of these games. That's not even winning these games, just to keep them in this game. Without him, give me Atlanta.
Yeah, no Peterson, no cover. I like Atlanta at home.
Yeah. Next up, pretty interesting game here, actually. You've got Oakland at home, hosting Chicago. Now, Chicago lost Cutler. A lot of people don't even believe in Cutler and think they're winning this, with defense and Forte. Give me Oakland at home, and it's a 4-point favorite for Oakland. I think without Cutler, though, I think things are going to be a little bit in shambles for this first week. We'll see. But give me Oakland right now.
Yeah, Oakland's look good, but the one thing I do like about Chicago is their defense. They've been getting a lot of turnovers in the last several weeks. The one thing about Palmer, I've said this before, I still think he's susceptible to interceptions.
He looked good last week, though.
Yeah, but I still think that Chicago's defense can keep them in this game. I like Chicago to +4 to cover here against Oakland.
Next up, we have Seattle at home, hosting Washington. Seattle's actually a 3.5-point favorite. It's another one where I think that half point might screw me here, but give me Seattle. Seattle at home's a much different team than when they're on the road. Washington's not a very good team. Give me Seattle.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle. Washington's not looked good. I'm trying to figure out which game's worse, this game or the Arizona-St. Louis game, but I guess it's Arizona-St. Louis because St. Louis is playing in it.
Yeah. Next up, here's another. This is a tough game, and if I wouldn't even put a dime on any of this because I really think this. The one thing you don't know who's going to be quarterback for Philadelphia, but we got New England, a 3-point favorite at Philadelphia. Give me Philadelphia.
At New England, didn't it?
I think I got it at Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought the board had it at New England. Either way.
Where the hell are we at?
Philadelphia.
Oh, we're in Philadelphia, maybe. I think it is at Philadelphia.
Okay.
Give me Philadelphia, though, even with Vince Young and not looking... Well, they won last week. I mean, that's awesome. He had a great fourth quarter drive there at the end, but he still threw 3 interceptions. New England, I really think, like we were talking earlier, Philadelphia's probably going to be able to get to Tom Brady and maybe shut them down enough that they can eke out a win, but give me Philadelphia at home.
Yeah, I'm going to take Philadelphia also. New England, ended up blowing out KC, but that first half, it was kind of... KC was kind of controlling everything, and I look at New England's defense. Their biggest concern is their secondary, and I think Philadelphia, even with Vince Young, can probably take advantage of that. Philadelphia's strength is their secondary, so maybe they can shut down. So I'm going to take Philadelphia to +3 to cover here against New England.
If they could just cover the tight ends, I mean, that's such a difference maker.
And Walker.
All right, next up, here we go again. We've got San Diego at home hosting Denver and Tim Tebow. The man doesn't lose, except to Detroit, really bad. But give me San Diego at home. Somebody's going to figure it out. Hart can get you only so far, and it's amazing what he's done. But you're not going to be able to pass the ball less than 15 times a game and only complete half of those and win these games all the time. It's just not going to happen. Give me San Diego. Throw away the 6 points. It wouldn't surprise me if Tebow won, though.
I don't know which streak I want to see end. I don't know if I want to see Tebow's winning streak end or the San Diego losing streak, because I'm kind of enjoying it.
Here's one thing, though. People, it probably looks like I'm anti-Tebow. I'm actually not. I think it's awesome, man. If you can get it done, great. But Phillip Rivers sucks just as well, and Norv Turner's no freaking genius behind, the bench over there either. For what Phillip Rivers does have as tools, he squanders it away. It's like if you could combine those 2 quarterbacks, holy shit, you've got a guy that's never going to...
Mark Sanchez?
Yeah, you got Mark. You combine Mark Sanchez and Tony Romo, you got a big piling heap of shit.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. But go ahead and give me San Diego at home. And
I'm taking San Diego also.
Yeah. Next up, we got Pittsburgh, 10.5-point favorites at Kansas City. give me Pittsburgh.
Do we need to talk about it?
It's a 10.5-point favorite. Without Castle now.
See, Pittsburgh's been on a bye week. They're getting some of the hurt players back.
Yeah.
Kansas City's got Tyler Palko and Kyle Orton sitting on the bench, I'm guessing, for the first week.
It's just getting better.
Good stretch. I'm taking Pittsburgh to cover 10.5.
Oh, next up we have New Orleans on a Monday night at home hosting the New York Giants. New Orleans has had an extra little bit of time to prepare for this game. New York coming off of a pretty bad loss to Philadelphia. Now, granted, that's a rival or an interleague game, which. Of course, it's going to be tough, but still, they shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah.
Give me New Orleans at home. I think that the extra time they've had to prepare, they're going to throw up some points, and I just don't think New York Giants are going to be able to keep up.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Giants here to cover. I think with the bye week offense, New Orleans are always going to look good, but I still have questions and concerns about the New Orleans defense. I think that Manning and the Giants can take advantage of some of that and keep this game close. I'm taking the Giants to cover +7.
Yeah, like this game, New England, Philadelphia, Dallas and Miami. Actually, I really wouldn't even mess with these games. I really don't have a good feel of what's going to happen. I mean, with the extra week to prepare, I really think New Orleans would come out. But it's still the Giants are one of those freaky teams. The NFC East is just freaking a nightmare sometimes. You don't know what's going to happen.
Washington.
We only got about a minute left here. Here's a little tidbit of what we did over the last weekend. How's this supposed to help me figure out if the Steelers are going to beat Baltimore this week?
You're not doing it right.
The link is going to be in the description. Check it out. We're trying to be funny.
Having fun with it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Gobble, gobble.